You take a casual sip of water, and suddenly you are violently coughing, eyes watering, fighting for a breath. We naturally brush these moments off. You wipe your eyes, laugh off the embarrassment, and categorize the event as a normal, harmless hiccup in your day. In reality, you've just navigated a high-stakes survival event, a moment where your anatomy narrowly escaped a fatal emergency without you even noticing. We walk around with an illusion of perfect safety, completely ignoring our own fragile biological reality. A simple, everyday habit can easily trigger a sudden medical crisis. Consider what happens when you lounge on the couch for hours, then spring up quickly to grab the door. Your vision fades to black, stars explode in your eyes, and your legs momentarily forget how to hold you up. This circulatory schematic shows what goes wrong. When you stand quickly, the pressure required to pump blood upward rapidly drops. This sudden loss of pressure starves your brain of oxygen, causing your vision to go dark and balance to fail. The blackout creates a severe secondary hazard. Going limp while standing upright introduces a massive, immediate risk of falling and sustaining blunt force head trauma. That brings us back to the water drinking scenario. That violent reaction is triggered by a condition called aspiration. In this cross-section of the throat, you can see how the protective flap, the epiglottis, fails to close in time. Instead of routing down the esophagus towards your stomach, the fluid slips right past the defense system and enters your windpipe. The resulting spasm represents your body's desperate attempt to violently clear an airway blockage and prevent sudden suffocation. Even in our most passive states, our internal mechanical plumbing is constantly fighting to prevent accidental self-sabotage. We actively invite this kind of danger when seeking quick physical relief. After hours of sitting stiffly at a desk, you forcefully twist your head to the side to get that satisfying neck crack. That sound comes from a rapid, extreme stretching of your ligaments, which forces built-up gas bubbles inside the joint fluid to release. This structural view of the cervical spine reveals the true cost of over-rotation. Those delicate red blood vessels weave directly through the vertebrae, and an aggressive twist can stretch them to the point of tearing. Damaging those specific vessels can cause blood clots to form, lead to severe strokes, and even result in permanent paralysis. Dietary laziness carries a similar risk profile. When you're starving and decide to eat questionable leftovers or raw food to avoid turning on the stove, you invite danger straight into your gut. Consuming uncooked meat introduces an invisible bacterial ambush into your digestive tract. Pathogens like Salmonella and E. coli use that raw environment as a perfect breeding ground to quickly multiply. Taking shortcuts, whether it is violently forcing a joint to pop or skipping the cooking process, directly overrides the body's natural defenses. You are gambling a minor physical discomfort against a massive medical emergency. Then there is the danger of social ego. You're in a quiet room, a massive sneeze builds up, and you physically pinch your nose and clamp your mouth shut to keep it silent. Look at this internal map of the head's cavities. By blocking the exit, that immense outward kinetic energy is suddenly redirected backward, forcing its way deep into your internal cavities. Trapping that kind of physical pressure has enough sheer force to burst blood vessels in your throat and completely rupture your eardrums. You see the same physiological stubbornness when holding your breath underwater to match a movie character, completely ignoring the short burning sensation in your lungs. Pushing oxygen deprivation past the body's explicit warning signals can easily cross the threshold into triggering severe seizures or sudden involuntary unconsciousness. Avoiding a few seconds of social embarrassment or winning a trivial challenge is a terrible trade for risking catastrophic physiological rupture. Coughing fits, loud sneezes, and sudden dizziness function as the highly calibrated, desperate biological reflexes that keep you alive. We treat our daily routines with a casual attitude, completely detached from the strict, unforgiving requirements our anatomy demands to keep functioning. So when your lungs burn, your neck feels stiff, or a sneeze starts building up, let it happen. Stop overriding your built-in safety mechanisms out of laziness or stubbornness. Respecting your body's absolute limits ensures these hidden, everyday hazards remain nothing more than a harmless